You think things are going to work out between Justin and Hailey?
Are you fond of Bieber?
You think he's a good guy for your daughter?
Just want to look over Billy.
Are you a believer? Not a believer? Or are you a believer?
Things are getting serious.
You think things are getting pretty serious between them?
Stephen Andrew Baldwin, or Hailey Bieber's dad, has come forward to reveal Justin's negative influence on his daughter. Andrew Baldwin has worked as an actor, producer, and director in the past, having appeared in the films Born on the 4th of July, Pose, Threesome, The Usual Suspects, and the Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. He has made quite a name for himself in the industry. However, with what's about to be revealed, that may not hold true anymore, as Andrew discusses the issue openly. So what has Mr. Baldwin said about Bieber, and why did it come to this anyhow? Let's find out in this video. Anyone who has followed Hailey Bieber over the years knows she has a reputation for being religious. Justin Bieber, on the other hand, not so much. Before we determine whether Bieber has actually negatively influenced Hailey Baldwin, let's have a look at what Baldwin had to say about the religious element in her. The 24-year-old diva just shared an interview she recorded with actress Yvonne Orry on her YouTube page. The two actors sat down for a talk about attempting to negotiate, hanging on to their religious convictions while working in the entertainment world. Hailey added that she often sees comments on social media that she believes may be highly judgmental and can come from fans who have the same Christian background as herself. I've met Christian people that are just super judgmental and make me feel like I'm a bad person because I don't live my life the way they think I should live my life, she said as she spoke to Yvonne. And I felt weird about posting certain photos of myself or feeling like people in church are gonna see this. Am I doing something wrong? Am I setting a bad example? While defending herself from critics, Baldwin also revealed that the most significant part of her relationship with Bieber is their faith. Here's what Hailey had to say. They ask me all the time, what would you say is the biggest thing in your relationship? You guys are really happy. And I'm like, it's our faith. It's what we believe in. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be together. While Hailey Baldwin clearly has a strong Christian element within her, it appears that Justin Bieber may not be near as religious. It was only last year in 2020 when an incident occurred, leaving fans across the globe stunned. The upcoming incident was reported by Sun magazine, which refused to reveal the identity of their source. However, according to the said source of Sun magazine, Bieber had apparently called her ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez while the pandemic had the world under lockdown. The source went on to reveal that Bieber complained to Gomez about his wife, and it just so happened that Bieber discussed the religious element of his wife with his ex-girlfriend. If the British tabloid magazine report is to be believed, the reported conversation was quite alarming. Case of the ex, Justin Bieber back in contact with ex-Selena Gomez and tells star wife Hailey Baldwin is too obsessed with religion, read the title of the magazine's report. According to the insider, Justin does believe in God and even sees himself as being religious. So much so that he also shares a very close relationship with Hillsong pastor Carl Lentz. However, Bieber still feels that Hailey needs to chill. Selena understands Justin never stopped loving her and also realizes quarantining during COVID has been tough for most relationships. So she isn't surprised that he's been calling, they said. If the telephone call in question is legitimate, then it is clear that Justin is not on par with his wife Hailey Baldwin when it comes to their religious beliefs. Keeping that in mind, Bieber and Baldwin also share a very different past. While Hailey Baldwin claims to have waited till marriage before sleeping with anyone, Justin Bieber did not seem to share similar values. A brief look at Bieber's past goes a long way in showing that. It was briefly after their marriage when Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin took part in a discussion on their Facebook Watch series called Ask Me Anything Live. It was on this show that the two opened up for the first time about their past regrets and sex. Although they appeared to have taken each other in confidence before they shared their thoughts, it was clear that their experiences had been wildly different. During one of the episodes, Bieber decided to answer a fan question that read, "Would you ever change anything if you could go back in time?" Bieber replied to this comment by saying that there are probably a lot of things he would change about his past, but he didn't want to dwell on his regrets. It was at this point that the couple's pasts were brought up, and Bieber's answer made it clear that if anyone negatively influenced the other, it was not Hailey Baldwin. "I don't regret anything because I think it makes you who you are, and you learn from things," Justin told his wife and the viewers who were watching him live on Facebook. "If I could go back and not have to face some of the bad hurt I went through, I probably would have saved myself for marriage. Sex can be kind of confusing when you're being sexually active with anybody." Prior to the couple's 2018 wedding, the 26-year-old enjoyed several high-profile relationships, the most famous involving his ex-girlfriend, Selena Gomez. However, seeing her husband's honesty, Hailey Baldwin decided to talk about her own experiences of intimacy as well. "I don't know if I'd say the same, but we had different experiences with everything," she revealed. "I do agree that the fact that being physical with someone can make things more confusing." The model also gave an interview to her church Hillsong's YouTube channel, during which she spoke about the struggles she faced in the first few months of marriage, explaining how guilt played a big factor. While this live interview went a long way in showing why Bieber may have negatively influenced his wife, it wasn't until the two talked to Vogue that even more interesting details came up. The couple showed no hesitation in revealing that Baldwin denied sleeping with Bieber until they got married. Bieber talked about it while the discussion revolved around his past issues with sex and drugs. He made it clear that by marrying Hailey, he was interested in the perks of redirecting himself to God. In other words, getting to sleep with his wife. "I really felt it was better for the condition of my soul, and I believe that God blessed me with Hailey as a result. There are perks. You get rewarded for good behavior." Following this, he also went on to discuss his issues with drugs in the past, and how the couple almost fell out because of it as well. Considering Hailey's overtly religious past, it becomes apparent that Justin's past experiences with drugs and sex may not have impacted his wife quite positively. After saying that he had a legitimate problem with sex, Bieber went on to reveal some even more interesting details about his past. "I found myself doing things that I was so ashamed of, being super promiscuous and stuff. And I think I used Xanax because I was so ashamed," he said as he recalled those memories during the interview. "Drugs put a screen between me and what I was doing. It got pretty dark. I think there were times when my security was coming in late at night to check my pulse and see if I was still breathing," he went on to say. Although things are better now for Justin Bieber in terms of his drug usage, he almost hinted that it was his wife who had to put in all the effort to bring the two to where they are now. Justin now steers clear of drugs and just drinks casually. Talking about her experience with Bieber, Hailey revealed that Bieber and she fought to do it the right way, to establish a good relationship, she added. Do you think Justin Bieber has been a bad influence on his wife? Do share your thoughts in the comments below.